Oh my gosh. Wait, is my microphone on? I think it is. Oh, I forgot to put in some fun music. Someone cue up the Mario track. Do 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 do. Hold on, stream music. Wii Shop music. Yay. This won't get me copyrighted probably. Okay. Oh my gosh, Ice Lord is the first one here. Hello. Beep, beep. Hold on, just gotta get all my things in order. Like this chat popped out. Then we gotta grab the stupid link for the dumb stream. Because apparently it's not in the right place. 1 second, 1 second. And when I say one, I mean 5 seconds. Maybe a few more. Get shareable link. Then we go into the Discord and we go to the stream and we do @stream announcements. I am live with the 3.5 version of the next devlog. It's 3.5 because I have not finished with 4, so it's like half. It's half. Also, it's the same thumbnail because it's still the same quirk because I'm still working on the same thing. Isn't that just fantastic? I sure find it fun. Hello, hello, hello. Oop, oop, oop. Let me pull this down here. Shoop, shoop, shoop. Hey, Lulu. Hey, L-Tox. Dr. Shadow, hello. Ice Lord, hello. Everyone, welcome, welcome. I'll sit here and give you watch hours like you deserve. I appreciate it. All right, we better stop this Wii music because it's gonna make me go crazy. Boop. No more Wii music. No more at all. Hello, Titus. How are you? Boy Without a Uke is back. Oh, this time it's Boy Without a Uke Gaming. He's got an alt account. CK Chaos, hello. Ani, hello. Wrong account. Exactly. You got to get on the right one. Watching your live while listening to MHA. Honestly, MHA is better. Oh, there he is. Okay, so, like I kind of said in the thumbnail, not in the thumbnail, in the intro there, I don't have a full devlog made because I haven't actually finished the stuff that I wanted to finish for the devlog. In particular, I wanted to be able to finish the creation work, but for some reason, it's taking the longest to do. Not only does it have a bunch of custom GUIs, but it also has an entire... I had to code an entire library to go with this in order to add some functionality that it didn't have before. And then as I was doing that, I just kind of thought, oh, why don't I just redo all of the GUI in a different... now that I have an actual mod for it, but then I thought that would take even longer. So for now, we're going to stay with fancy menu for all of the for all the quirks. And I think the reason why is because also, since I'm making my library public for everyone, I want other people to be able to use GUIs in Palladium. And the easiest way for them to do that without a bunch of actual coding is to use fancy menu. So I looked and it does actually import 3 dependencies, but at this point, I don't really care. Modrinth or CurseForge will be able to import all of them automatically. So we'll ignore that for now, but in the future, I'll probably decrease the number of dependencies by coding my own graphic user interfaces, but I don't really want to do that at all. So, will you add simple quirks like water breathing and stuff? Eventually, there'll be something like that. I don't want to have too many quirks that are just like one thing, because the problem with water breathing is once you get water breathing, how do you increase that, you know? I mean, you could stay underwater longer, but there's problems. Uh, there's some problem trying to figure out uses for that. So I'd need to look into planning that. Um, will you add effects on hit for quirks with super strength air blight? Yeah, I will be adding custom effects. In fact, I have added another dependency because I just love dependencies, called the photon mod. And this allows you to have really cool like effects that range from regular to like regular Minecraft particle effects to crazy ones. Um, so let me just do 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1 false. No, what is this? Is this true? Oh, delay 0 false. True. Enter. Look at that. I set myself on fire. Yay. Doesn't this just look so cool? You can obviously you can do this with regular Minecraft particles, but I don't know, stuff like this kind of looks fun, you know? I see you spamming the emoji. Yes, I do love my dependencies. Are the quirks in One for All going to be separate quirks like how you did with Smokescreen? Yes, they're all going to be separate. And I haven't fully decided what the thing is or how the ability transfer, aka One for All, is going to work, but most likely you are going to have to unlock the different quirks that you have. So you're not just going to get them all right away. So kind of like Deku had to unlock or had to learn how to use them all. It's probably going to be the same sort of deal. For water breathing, you could do a fish quirk where you evolve. You could get better at swimming, better. See, that's a better implementation of it, yeah. To just straight up become an actual fish. I like that idea. Will you add genetic manipulation and Nomus? Maybe eventually. Or probably eventually. Let's see, client. But today we're going to not focus on these particle effects because it's a whole nother thing that's going to take me forever to learn. But noon / game rule do daylight cycle false, game rule do weather cycle false. We're going to be doing or finishing up the creation quirk, so you're gonna get a sneak peek, I guess, of how it's working now. You already did see in the previous devlog, or not in the previous devlog, actually, the previous live stream, we started working on it. So we're going to show it off some more today. How are you going to do All for One? All for One is going to be an ability transfer quirk that you can transfer to give different, to give all of your abilities to someone else. And then they just kind of compound like that. It'll be crazy seeing how you choose to implement mutation quirks. Yeah, it's going to have to use a little bit of 3D modeling, which another thing I have to learn. Or another thing that I have to find someone to do for me. Overhaul's quirk is going to be a pain. Maybe. Honestly, at this point, all of them are a pain to add. I don't know why it's so struggling. But, so let's see. I've added in... I don't know why it's not in here. Here we go. I've added in this new table called the research table. You've seen this inside of... you've seen it inside of my teasers channel in the Discord. But this is a model that Cryptic, also in the Discord, made for me because apparently my version of the research table was unacceptable. So whatever. But we have this guy here, and when you right-click it, it opens up this menu. And it's actually, there's actually a problem with it. So we got to open up my cursor real quick and fix that. But the idea is this research table is going to have the way for you to unlock all of the different recipes and stuff. Let me make this bigger. Zoom in. It's going to have the way for you to unlock all of the different things that you create. So I'll show you in a second. Hold on. That's just something I forgot to do Actually, I should just put it in startup events here. Startup player events dot logged in. Reset all of the FM variables that they may or may not have used. And then event dot player dot run command silent. Oh, sorry, I put my chat on the wrong side, so I keep missing it. Let's see. Isn't we got Omni-Man? I don't know. But that's geez, Omni-Man is in the chat. That's awesome. We can this is indeed unacceptable. You should reach out to Terrace HD or even Orca. Orca's done the Demon Slayer and Jujutsu Craft. I know, but he's busy doing his own stuff. And he does actual modding instead of my Nache or my hero. Or Palladium. Will you make it so some quirks have some initial disadvantages? Yes. Already there's disadvantages to decay, where you accidentally decay your own stuff that you're holding. Don't worry, goat milk, you're fine. Oh yeah, also smokescreen blinds. I forgot about that. But yeah, everything should have some sort of negative effect at the start. You posted new charge line texture for Power Stock. I did see that. I don't know if I like it 100%. Like, it looks cool, but I just don't know if it fit. I was thinking of trying to put it in and testing it out, but I just haven't had time. So I'm trying to get all this other dumb stuff to work. But what I need to do is, let's see. You should do a poll for the next quirk. I probably will. Actually, no. The next quirk I have to do is the ukulele one. Boop. Manage variables. So inside of FM fancy menu, it has an ability to store variables, and so this is what I use to kind of control this thing. And I actually have to FM variable set. There's a lot of them that I had to get. And so I need to actually move them over to this startup events. Basically, I need to say whenever anyone joins, I need to clear these variables. And the reason I have to do that is because the fancy menu variables are actually they're independent of the server, and they're like specifically attached to the client, which is not great. But that just means I need to go through and override all of them. So like this one needs to become enchants. This one also needs to be enchants. 2, 3, 4, 5. Enchants. Once I update this, I can show you the creation progress. Speaking of which, simple quirks actually make sense, like flight. Well, yeah, there's gonna be flight. Those are simple ones, but those are easier to upgrade as in terms of useful stuff, I guess. Sadly, I can't watch live. I'm just here to say hi. Hello, entity. Should do Denki's next, maybe. Unfortunate entity. See you next. Oh, sorry. I just read these whatever. I just read whatever they say. If you do, how you do Quirk Awakenings. Quirk Awakenings are going to be manual, so you have to upgrade them to an Awakening, I think. And it's going to... it's just going to unlock more power, I guess. I'll try to have at least one special move for each quirk that does some sort of like better attack or whatever. But we'll see about that. So we have enchants, I think tools. We need to do tools. 3, yeah, tools. I just, like I said, I'm just going to grab these, oops, or set these variables here, or reset all of these variables, and then uh, I can verify or show you the progress of this. I think I did cheap blocks unlocked. I did. I don't know why I did cheap blocks instead of tier 1 blocks, but I did. So cheap underscore blocks underscore unlocked. And this is going to be, I even called it medium blocks unlocked. Not sure why. Expensive blocks unlocked. And then need the mats instead of blocks. Mats. Oh, why did it do that? Loving your work. Thank you, Chrisla. I appreciate it. Most quirk awakenings aren't like crazy things. Most of them just improve the base quirk, like Denki's getting less dumb. Yeah, that's true. Only some of the flashier ones have like really impressive ones. Which quirk am I excited for next? I don't know. At this point, I'm excited to finish the ones that I have started. Because I do have to go through and finish Power Stock after I get this dumb creation one working. Are you going to do 2 versions of One for All, one based on how All Might and one Izuku's? No, I'm not. They're going to be like, both of them are going to be kind of the same. All Might just didn't, for whatever reason, just didn't learn how to use the other quirks or didn't have any need for it. So they're pretty much the same thing. I mean, shock absorption is simple with a cool effect. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Is that all of them? Armor, enchants, tools, blocks, materials. I think that is all of them. Armor, enchant. Yes, and I think the enabled has to be. No, I don't. Okay. So this should be correct. I gotta restart Minecraft real quick to verify that it is working. Basically, what I did was I just put in these commands to reset for the player all of their variables for the GUI, because for some dumb reason, those are all saved in the on your computer, which is dumb. Because that means people could technically, if I didn't do this, people could unlock stuff in one world, and then when they play in any other world, they'll also have it unlocked, which it's not the best in terms of, you know, actual gameplay ability. I lost my chat. Where'd it go? I'm driving to the bank right now. Don't be texting and driving. All Might didn't have access to any of the other quirks because One for All wasn't yet strong enough to manifest them. Sure. I don't remember why, but that could be a reason, yeah. You're looking forward to Aizawa's quirk? I mean, his is pretty simple, but is that how Minecraft modding works? I don't know what you're referring to, but this is not technically Minecraft modding, it's Palladium modding. All right, now if I click on this... Okay, that did not run. Why didn't it run? Why didn't this run? Unless it did run and it just didn't. Boop. If initialized. Dun dun. Scoreboard set. Run command silent. I wonder if this just went wrong. Let me do this. Can I /reload? And then leave and then log back in and see if it works. I gotta pin this dumb chat over here. Oh, that's way too big. Unknown. Oh. Wait, what's wrong with that command? FM variable set this false. Oh, we have to do false false. My bad. silent. So now I just got to copy and paste this. Oh, actually, or just use code complete. False, 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 false. There. Now it's good to go. Slash reload, then leave and come back, and it'll actually have cleared everything. There we go. Okay. Look at me, speed running. The difference between All Might and Deku was their physical prowess. Due to All Might being stronger, he didn't have to be creative and just brute force, while Deku being weaker had to be creative. That's also true. Couldn't use the other. All Might couldn't use the other because he had One for All wasn't grown. Yeah, so I think it's torn between he couldn't use it or he just didn't need it. True, the Aizawa quirk is going to be a little hard to do in single player. I'll try to think of something. Hey, ZTB Real, how are you? Are you going to do a fake All Might quirk? Oh, yeah. I don't remember what his name either was. That's actually one that I was thinking of doing soon-ish, but after that. I'm home, have 400 in my bank now, ready to you don't have to donate, don't worry. What happened? I'm late. We're just fixing... I was just about to show the creation quirk. His quirk was alchemy, similar to creation, but had to have materials. Yeah, really cool. Okay, so here we go. So this is what the creation quirk is supposed to do, all right? So we have this research table. When you log in, it's empty. There's nothing that you can see here. That is because this is only for creation right now. In the future, I'll change it so this table is used for other things, maybe like support items or whatever. The texture, we're going to change the texture. It's okay. I know it's ugly, but I had to put it together by hand. So keep your hating to yourself. But if I give myself the actual creation quirk here, boop. So there we go. I have creation. If I check in the GUI, this is what the upgrade tree looks like for creation. So it's kind of all over the place. And the fact that it starts out over here is really annoying. But you can see we've got a lot of upgrades for it. Over here we have efficient creation. Those upgrades will evolve your lipid intake. And then over here is all of the knowledge levels for learning different things. So right off the bat, now that I have creation, if I go in here, is it supposed to have something yet? I don't remember. Hold on. Boop, 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 boop. No. You have to actually unlock this one first. That's actually, I should probably change that. Yeah, I should probably change that. You have to unlock this upgrade first, called Basic Knowledge, which unlocks the ability to learn basic blocks and raw minerals. Use the research table to learn these recipes. Hey, Corey. So we do mine HA underscore give upgrade points me 100. And now if I upgrade that, upgrade here, there we go, it's got the little table. If I open this up, we now have access to materials and blocks. And the materials, we only have access to these materials right now. The blocks, we only have access to these blocks, which is just a placeholder for now. It's just dirt. I did send a message in the Discord talking about what things you wanted to create. This was kind of what I was getting at. I know you guys had a lot of like cool custom items, which I'll have in the future. But I was more thinking about what kind of like blocks and materials that you would want to create. Yeah, dirt creation. It's amazing. But then the idea is you click on any one of these and look at that. It says, oh, do you want to learn the coal? You want to learn iron? Do you want to learn that? Whatever. This, by the way, took forever to figure out how to do. I'm very impressed with myself. But the idea then is you would click this button here and it attempts to try to learn the coal recipe. The coal recipe or any of the recipes can be learned by sacrificing that much of the item. So for example, coal, you need to get rid of 64 pieces of coal. So if you click on this button, you can see it says you don't have enough of that item. You need 64 and you only have 0. So if I go ahead and get 64 coal, oh no, coal like this, and we take this and we can even have it doesn't even matter. It's just in your inventory like this. So if I come here and click learn on coal, you can see we have successfully learned coal. Remove 64 items from your inventory. It doesn't affect them in creative mode. So if you have creative mode, I believe it just doesn't take them. So if I grab iron here and go to survival mode, I thought it actually should. Boop. Yeah, there we go. It took that. Copper. If I go into this and grab copper, and then go into this and do this. Oops. This. I just want to make sure that this is still pulling it correctly. Yeah, okay, there we go. It pulls it off. Hold on, reading chat. It's not as easy, to be honest. What is not as easy? Oh, you're talking about the composition of dirt? Oh, you finally got a new desktop. That's awesome. Infinite EMC. So yeah, it's pretty much like an EMC table. So once we unlock these, I want them to have a check, like a check mark, and close them off. The problem is I can't actually do that. Because to do that with the regular fancy menu, that would have a lot of issues, which is why I created a library that will add to fancy menu here to give me more control over viewing those things. For dirt, by the way, you need 256. My opinion, it's fine if you keep just basic resources here and add a crafting table ability. Well, the problem with that is she doesn't really, I mean, she crafts things, but she doesn't have to have the raw materials. She just uses her lipids, which you have a lipid count, and you grow your lipids by eating stuff. But then the idea is once you've learned something, 256 dirt. Because it's infinite dirt, so you just have to mine 4 stacks of it, and then you can understand it. Yeah, you gotta have a lot of dirt. But then the idea is you hit the 1 key, your first ability, and then you're gonna have this menu here. And this GUI is going to have all of the items that you've unlocked, and you can click on them, and then that's how you summon them. So you can unlock any of these items will show up here, and you pull them out that way, and it's going to pop the stuff out of your brain or out of your arms and whatever. As you can see, though, we've learned a few recipes, and there's nothing here. That's because transferring the information from this screen to this screen is actually way harder than I thought it was going to be, because you would need to use a variable for each material. So that seems reasonable, except when you have to define all of the materials yourself, or all the variables. So like inside of this variables, I had to make all of these. And so now imagine I have to do this for every single one of the materials. It doesn't seem like a lot, but then once you start upgrading things like advanced knowledge here, or expert knowledge here, there we go, we've unlocked. There's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 things. If we come over here, we come down to tool knowledge, armor knowledge, more armor knowledge, more tool knowledge, enchantment knowledge. We come over here, we have blocks, we have tools, we can unlock all these types of tools, all these types of armor. And I even added, oops, that's not right. I even added enchants, so that you can, once you unlock these enchants, you're going to be able to enchant the items that you make inside of this creation menu. So like if you unlock, for example, smite, then when you're creating a sword, when you're creating a sword in this menu, I'm going to have a slider that you can change, like select, basically create your own enchanted weapons. So that's all going to be there. But the whole issue is that there's all of these things, and I wasn't able to transfer this data over into this menu. Now, however, since I made the library, I am able to do that because I added in a special placeholder, which in fancy menu, a placeholder is basically like a variable. So if I go into here real quick If I just check on this guy real quick, edit requirement, edit, open editor. So this right here is a placeholder. And that's actually here. This is better. Here we go. Placeholders are basically just ways to get the different variables about someone. So, for example, player name, this will get the player's name. So I added in my library, my quirk library here, it has this scoreboard bitmap chat value, and this is what's going to allow me to transfer all of that information from one screen to the other in a very efficient way, which is really cool. So I won't go into too much detail because I don't think anyone cares, but just know it's pretty cool to me. Sneak, Impale enchantment. All of the enchants are on the list. Let me actually update this because before I forget about it. Boop. One of those did not upgrade correctly. Enchants, knowledge. Tier 1 enchants, Tier 2 enchants, Tier 3 enchants, Tier 4 enchants. Wait, why does this... One of these upgrades that I bought upgraded... Enchantment Knowledge 2 is bugged. Scroll. Enchantment Knowledge 2, 4, -1. Tier 2 enchants unlocked. Then why are there Tier 5 enchants down here? Let me go to this, and then let me go to enchants and edit. And I bet I just did this wrong. Loading Tier 6 enchants unlocked, true. Oh, that's why we didn't do this. Startup. This only went to tier. Yeah, that's why. Boop. There we go. That's the fix for that. But basically, all of the enchantments. This is all of the enchantments here that are unlocked. So every single one except one enchant, you can enchant your stuff with. The reason there's one that doesn't fit is because there's 36 spots here and there's 37 enchantments that you would care about, or 37, 30, 39 enchantments that you care about, because you can't do Curse of Binding or Curse of Vanishing, and there's one other one that you don't have, but I don't remember what it is. And eventually I'll add in the like better pictures for everything so you can actually tell what is which, but whatever. So yeah, there's lots of stuff going on. But basically, now that I have my placeholder thing in, I can go and let me actually unlock these. I can now transfer the data from over here to over here. And the way that I'm going to do that is I actually have to use a scoreboard. So if I come over here, can you choose enchantment level during creating? Yes, you will be able to do that. You'll be able to choose what enchantments go on it and what enchantments go on it and what level of enchantment. And then I'll also have an upgrade to increase the level of enchant even beyond normal. So like a level 6 enchant or whatever. Boy with you found his credit card. He sent $5. Sorry, took a couple of minutes for it to deposit. I appreciate it. You don't have to send me any money. It's okay. You don't have to send me any money today. You already did enough. I don't have anything else to give you. Okay. Yes, level 6 Silk Touch. Yeah, I got you. Don't worry. We need to make this bigger. I'm going to not custom commands. Where's creation? Here we go. Did you figure out how to tie the fancy menu GUI to the add-on? Yes, I did as well. So that's another thing that I fixed or created in my library. One issue here, and actually let me pull up this guy here. Boop. So this is the folder that I can't zoom in. You're just gonna have to You're just gonna have to live with it. So this is your Minecraft instance, right? And inside you have the config folder, and inside that you have the fancy menu config folder. And in
Feels
here
weird
is
to
where
join
all
a
of the
bandit stream
custom
and not Dono,
graphics,
so I
GUI
had to
screens that
fix
you
that.
make are
Heart
listed.
emoji.
So there's
Love
this
your
GUI
work and you.
screens.txt.
Amazing
If we
YouTuber.
open that,
Keep up the great work,
it
my
just
man.
has information about. He sent another donation. It just has information about what screens you have. So like here's the research screen, the creation screen, a test screen that I did. So it's stored here, and it's also stored inside of the customization. Here's all of the layouts that you would add. So what I did was, okay, I should, Boy with you accepts another 5. Feels weird to join a bandit stream and not donate. Had to fix that. Love your work and amazing YouTuber. Keep it up. Thank you. I really appreciate that. And he gifted a membership to Side Prime. There you go. That's a good, that was a good donation there. Good job. But yeah, so we have all of these here. So what I did was I added inside of my add-on, or inside of my library for my add-on, over here. I don't know if you can see this because it might be a little hard to see. Let's zoom in just a tad bit. Over here in the assets, if you add in a folder called Fancy Menu and then GUI and Layouts, this is where you install all of your custom stuff. So all of your layouts go in this folder, and all of the GUI additions that you made go in here. And then I have this function called Fancy Menu, or this function here called Setup Fancy Menu Files, and this automatically puts them all in the right spot. Boy with you just sent another. You sent another membership gift donation
for everyone.
Detective Inky got it. Detective Inky's been around for a while, I'm pretty sure. Memberships for everyone. Thank you for the $2. I will save Bandit. You sound absolutely shattered. What does that mean? That's a lot of money you're spending. He likes to spend money. He did drop 40 last time. Hopefully he doesn't spend 40 again this time. Planned on using Fancy Menu, so that's all very helpful. Yeah, so the idea is that my add-on, or my library mod, which is just here, it's very, very beta, but this Quirk library, it's going to have that stuff built into it. So all you have to do is just put in the files into the correct spot inside of the Fancy Menu folder, and then you literally just call this one line, obviously putting in the name of your add-on and your mod ID, and then it just automatically merges them together. So that way it solves the problem of you're not able to actually ship custom GUIs with your add-on because Fancy Menus doesn't allow you to do that. So it's going to be, this add-on is going to have a lot of things for me, but a lot of things that other people can use for Palladium. Okay, what was I doing before I got distracted by all of Boy with Yuke's donations? I'm going to hop my friend's account and buy a membership on his account if he answers the phone. You go for it, man. You go for it. Oh, I remembered what I was doing. So inside of creation, what we're going to do is actually send data between the two values. And so to do that, we need to have a scoreboard. And this one is going to be add mineha.creation. We're going to do bitmap 1. If you don't know what a bitmap is, this is a term to describe. Actually, do you care? Do you guys care? Do you want me to tell you what a bitmap is, or do you not care? I'll let you decide. Mods, run a poll. We'll see. We'll see. He is kind of crazy, but a good crazy. A good crazy. Does anyone care? Does anyone care? Going once. Going twice. Why isn't he answering his phone? We won't know. mineha.creation. Information.bitmap1. Yes, we do. Okay, that's one person who says yes. Let me open up paint.net so I can show you. So basically, what a bitmap is... Oh, okay, so I'll just start off with the problem. So yeah, remember, we have information here, and we want to transfer it over onto this screen. You did get gifted a membership by the best boy without uke. Bitmap is literally a texture map with many textures. Not necessarily. So yes, it is. It is a texture map. But in this case, it stands for something slightly different. Oops. It's still kind of the same thing. It's mapping pixels to some sort of value. So yeah, we have all of these things, and we want to transfer over whether or not this item here was purchased. And then we can see on this screen, if that item was purchased, then we display it. That's all. I appreciate it, boy without uke. Don't max out your credit card though. We don't want you to do that. But basically, whether or not you have bought something, that could be 0 stands for you haven't bought it, so we'll just say no. And then 1 stands for yes, you have bought it, okay? Ignore the bad handwriting. In Minecraft, there's not really too many ways we can send data across, but one way we can do is with scoreboards, right? So a scoreboard is just a way to store a number, and that number can be anywhere from usable, it can be anywhere from 0 to 2 billion, like 147 million, something. This number here, though, is represented in numeric forms as a bunch of 1s and 0s, right? Because computers only understand 1s and 0s. So a scoreboard, each scoreboard can store up to 32 different 1s and 0s. So say I have this 32, okay? So this represents one number. Then that number is whatever goes into here, okay? If all of these are 0s, obviously the score is going to be 0. If we set the score equal to 1, what that does is it changes one of these values here. It changes this value here into a 1. So then we're going to have a 1 and then 0, 0, 0. Oh, I can't draw zeros very well. 0, 0, 0, whatever. And then 32 zeros over here. The idea with this version of the bitmap is we're going to use each individual 1 and 0 inside of here to track whether or not something was purchased, okay? So, for example, we'll have this first number represent coal. And so if this value of the scoreboard is 1, that means we have purchased coal on the 1 screen. If it's 0, that means we haven't bought coal. This one over here, this one can stand... I don't know how people do this. This is hard. This one over here, this one stands for copper. So if this is a 0, if this is 0, it means we haven't bought copper. If it's a 1, we have bought copper. In terms of scoreboard, if we look at it like this, let me do... How do I paint the paint bucket? Boop. Oh, well, didn't mean to do that. In terms of the scoreboard, now we have the 2 zeros. Boop, 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 oops. Can't paint with black. Oh, we're still painting with black. How do I paint with... Why isn't it white? White. White. No. Oh, it was doing the... My bad. It's still changing the stupid paint bucket color. Nope. Why isn't this changing my color? There we go. Okay. So now we have those two numbers, right? We have this one equals coal, this one equals copper. So in computer terms, 0, there's basically 4 combinations. There's 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, and 1, 1. Those are all the combinations of those numbers, right? Of these two numbers. In computer terms, These, I'm not going to explain to you too much what they mean, but this is binary representation, which is a 1 and 0 representation of a number. So 2 zeros means that the scoreboard value is going to be 0. A 1 in this position means that the scoreboard value is going to be a 1 here. A 1 in this position, this one stands for 2. And this position, or both of these, you basically add up this. So this one over here is equal to 2. This one over here is equal to 1. So because we have both of them, we just add it up, and it's going to be 3. And then you can expand this forever, 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 whatever. But now we know that these represent different options. So we can say, okay, say I wanted to say I have copper. I just bought copper. If I put the value 2 inside of my scoreboard, then we can go and say, okay, 2 equals, yes, I've bought copper, and no, I've bought no coal. And so that's how we can then tell in this other screen that we have the actual copper to display and not the coal. Similarly, if we buy copper and coal, we set the scoreboard value to 3, and then we can then use the translation and say, okay, 3 equals, yes, we have copper, and yes, we have coal as well. And then that's how we're going to display what we have over here. So each scoreboard has 32 different values that it can store. And so we'll have 32 materials assigned to one scoreboard. And so we just have multiple, or that's what this one bitmap here stands for. And so we'll just have multiple for each one, or for each 32 sets of items. Did that kind of make sense, or did it not make sense at all? Everyone stop chatting, so you're either so bored you left, or just so intrigued that you just logged off. Dun, dun, dun. Let's see. Oh. I guess my chat just wasn't loading, so you did send stuff. I think that's all. No. It's like the old Mega Man games with their save files just being a bunch of numbers before you could save games on console. Pretty much. Have you ever thought on making modding guides for modern Minecraft? Not necessarily modding, because I don't know how to mod. But if I learn how to do mod more, yes. Palladium add-ons, I probably could do some stuff for it. I was listening, also listening, intrigued, just listening silently. Okay. So we'll see it in action here in a second. So what I'm doing is I'm creating the 2-bit maps inside of the creation power. So scoreboard objectives add. This is us adding the objective into the power, or into the world. You do have to put them inside of the tracked scores.json, which is a file inside of your it's inside of your data folder if you're making an add-on. Everything in here is just our scoreboards that have to sync with the client.
I promise I was
so
listening.
Client-side stuff is like opening an inventory. Pretty much any of the fancy menu stuff is going to be on the client because you're seeing it. The server's not seeing it. You're seeing it. So we have to sync them by putting these two in this track scores file. Thank you, Boy Without a Uke, for another 2. I promise I was listening. Good. The donation sound playing is laggy. Your speech type and voice are really absorbing like a good swamp. That's cool. Oh, okay. You're saying okay. The donation is playing like I don't know how I don't even hear the donation thing. So someone remind me to fix it later. I just hope you do Deku and all his subquirks right. People either don't understand them or what they do. So far, it looks fire, though. Yeah, most of them are hidden already. What power is after Ranger Danger with the $2?
What's the power after
what
this?
Power is after this? It's probably going to be... I'm going to fix Power Stock and finish it because Power Stock is currently unfinished. And then I'm going to... The quirk I'm going to do is probably the ukulele quirk or the sound quirk. Because that will let me practice the new photon library, aka the custom particle effects. So I want to try those out. All right, so So we add the bitmaps here. This is just saying create them. And we can't set these values to 0 at the start, because if we do that, it's going to cause issues. But if we go ahead and do a reload here, /reload, if we do scoreboard objectives list, inside of here we can see, where is it at? Here we go. There's creation bitmap 1 and creation bitmap 2. I've actually have a file where I started mapping which bits go into what. So if I grab, I can't grab it. It's on my other screen. There we go. Whoop, here we go. So this is inside my Obsidian. Nope, I have the first bitmap. So remember, it can store 32 values. So this is just mapping what bit it is and what value the scoreboard that it represents. So in this case, if the value of the scoreboard is 1, or we add 1 to the scoreboard, it means that coal is what we're using, or is what we bought. If we add in 2, that's copper. If it's 4, it's iron, 8, lapis, whatever. So using this, we're going to attempt to try and link the two. Why is nether quartz even on the list? Because everyone loves nether quartz. Why wouldn't it be? Right now, the way that this works is I actually have a variable, I think. FM variable get... I have a learned recipes, and I put them in there, but the problem with that is that it gets too big, so we can't actually use this. So we're going to set learned recipes to nothing. So it's just this. So that means we should be able to buy coal. You already know this recipe. Oops. 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 Why is that not working? Where's it? I never got it. That's why. Yeah. Okay, I forgot already how I track whether or not... Oh, I know what I do. I track it inside of Cube.js. Okay. Learner Wolf, GG. Why is it always not... W Obsidian user? Yes. Can you do voting on what materials are needed in creation on your Discord? I don't know if it's voting, because it's just... You just kind of say which ones you like. Okay, so I need to change, actually, this, because I store it in here. I forgot. Custom commands. Pretty much what happens here... Let me actually do this. I'll show you. When you open this and when you click on the button... which is materials layout. When you click on one of these buttons, it actually has an action script inside of it. And what it's doing is it's setting... Oh, wait, shoot. The learn button, my bad. The learn button. So when you click this learn button, it has the action of running this command, mineha creation learn, and then it gets the name of the icon and then shoves it into into the command. So the command itself is mineha_creation learn, and then you type in the item. So in this case, it's Minecraft coal, in quotes because it gets mad. And then cost is how much it actually cost. So technically you could, right now you can run this command and cheap out, but that'll be fixed in the future. So if we go into this custom commands, this is the shop command or the learn command here. Basically in here, we add it to the player's persistent data and we grab the learned items here, or we store the learned items inside of the player's data. The problem with this is we can't access this data inside of the inside of Fancy Menu. So instead, we have to try and unlock that recipe using the scoreboard method. So let's see. So first thing we do is we check, or we grab all of their data, and then we check to see if they have the if they have learned that thing already. So if they're trying to think. Okay, so if the item that they're trying to learn, they pass into the command, is already learned, basically, we skip it and we say, you already know this. Otherwise, if it's not, we're going to change this. This scans their inventory to find all of the items. This checks to see if they have enough items. And if they do have enough, we remove all of their items. And then this is where we actually learn the item. Learn the recipe. So now we actually have to update the scoreboard for the bitmaps. And this is going to be we're going to have to define a bitmap value. So we're actually just going to come up here and we're going to do let value table equals, and we're going to do Minecraft coal has a value of, if we look in Obsidian, it has a value of 1. So we're just going to set this to 1. Then let me actually put both up at the same time. Minimize, minimize, minimize. Oh, that doesn't minimize. Copper ingot has a value of 2. So we'll do copper ingot, give that 2. Then iron ingot is 4. Gold ingot is not actually true. Gold ingot is 32, but we'll put that later. Let's do lapis. Lapis lazuli is 8. The reason we are doubling these each time, hold on, let me type all these first. 16, then gold ingot is 32. Nether, it's actually just quartz. Quartz is 64. Diamond is 128. And emerald is 256. The reason we're doubling each value here is because each bit value, so each 1 and 0 here inside of the scoreboard. So remember, there's 32 1s and 0s, or 32 positions to put a 1 and a 0. Each one of these stands for the following. So this first position stands for 2 to the power of x, where x is the position. So this first position is position 0. This is position 1, position 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So here, the value that goes into this one is 2 to the power of, right here, 0. Looks like a 1. And 2 to the power of 0 equals 1, if you know your math. This one is 2 to the power of x, and x is 1 in this case. So 2 to the power of 1 is going to be 2. This is 2 to the power of 2, that equals 4. 2 to the power of 3, this equals 8, etc. So that's why we're getting these values. So each individual one here is specific for each bit, basically. Sorry, I've been not reading the chat. I was trying to focus. Let's see. ZTB asked what app I'm using. I'm using Cursor for the IDE and Obsidian for the note-taking. Which is... Oh. You're just talking about the donations. Binary system. Yes, exactly. It is a binary bitmap. Cryptic. What quirk are you not looking forward to coding? I don't know. I'm looking forward to all of them. Boy with You sent another membership. He must have... Oh, no, he gave it to Christoph this time. Christoph got lucky. His friend must not have showed up. Blue pill is the super chat. Red pill is the member gift. W, red pill. Cryptic just spawned in. Yes, he just spawned in and knew what we were talking about automatically. Okay, so now what we're doing, if we go back down here, zoom. First thing we need to do is grab the bitmap. So we need to do let bitmap 1 objective. Actually, first we can check to see if the item, or no, we gotta. I think we can use dot contains maybe. Value table dot contains. Value table. Oops. Item is greater than 0. That means that it exists inside of here, I believe. Will it crash out, though, if I give it something else? We're going to find out. But then we grab, let's see if this is right, utils server scoreboard, getter create player score, player.get, oh, I wasn't done reading that. Let this player get bitmap 1. So yeah, that actually grabs it. Then what we're going to do is check if we actually don't care if bitmap 1 is 0 because this is grabbing the score. If it doesn't exist, we need to actually, well, no, because it creates it here. So this should start at 0. So we grab the bitmap, and then we need to add in the correct value and set the bitmap, the new score. So we do let new score equals bitmap 1 plus value table. So we're taking the original score of the scoreboard, which is just going to be a number, and we're going to add to it the number that's inside of the value table. So again, this is saying if, for example, the item is coal, we'll take a look at the value table and see, okay, what is the value of coal? It's 1. So then we're going to add 1. Too far. Here we go. We're going to add 1 to the bitmap. And then we use utils.server.scoreboard. We're basically grabbing the same objective here. And we're setting it to the new score. We do need to add in some extra logic to switch between the two, but we're gonna try this. So let's go back into here, /reload, see if we get any errors. We don't. We're going to, you never got your swamp puppy roll. I thought I did give it to you. Let me add it. Member list. Member list. Oh, why can't I search my members? Oh, here we go. Members. Boy without... Oh, maybe because I didn't know what your name was. Oh, that's this one. I found you. Add. Boop. There we go. Added your role. My bad. There is a new table. Cryptic made this table. On the Discord kitten are those member names. It's I don't know. Leave me alone, okay? Okay, what was I doing? So /scoreboard. Would I be able to use this add-on in non-monetized server perhaps when it comes out fully? I have a server that is currently using Quirks Unchained and would love to use this mod. Yeah, it's gonna be released, so you can use it anywhere. Except you can't sell it. And that would be bad. Sidebar mineha.creation.bitmap1. Theoretically, if we run this, it should work. And we're actually going to pop into a new world just because that one is probably not right, or is probably going to have issues. So we're just going to start over from scratch. Yep, Cryptic did a good job on it. No one liked my table, apparently, so Cryptic just went out of his way to fix it. -ha_creation. And actually, before I run this, let me not put it here so we can call it multiple times. Research table / -ha_upgrade points. Why do I have 2 up? That's dumb. I gotta get rid of those. Let's add up. No, grant. Give. I also have to go through and update these stupid commands. Some people are picky and won't let you lose their add-ons, even non-monetized. Yeah, I mean, I feel like if you make an add-on, you should be able to use it. Oopsies. 2 more variables. You can see how we just started a new thing, and this is already here. That means we didn't clear the variables out correctly. I think the variables that I missed are get learn button cost, learn button icon, and learn button enabled need to get deleted. Specifically, learn button enabled is actually what needs to go away. So let me go back into here, into startup, and close the variable. Event.player.run command silent fm variable set learn button enabled false false. This should actually delete that if I left and returned. Are there going to be quirkless people? Yes. I mean, because you can't get your power stolen. Will I have a chance to be quirkless? I don't know. Maybe if it's a config. See you later, Ani. Thanks for coming in. All right, let me upgrade this, and then this, and then this, and then this. All right, so the idea, scoreboard, objective, set display, sidebar, -ha.creation.bitmap1. So we should see this value go up as soon as we buy the coal. So if I grab 64 coal here, click on this, click learn. All right, we can see our bitmap has gone to 1. That's good. If we buy it again, I'm pretty sure it will go to 2, which is wrong. Yeah, it goes to 2. So we need to add in some protection to not let them buy it again, just in case we can't get the GUI to work. So let's see. Let's see. The problem is if this scoreboard gets messed up, they're gonna have a hard time, but I don't care. Don't mess with the scoreboards unless you want it to never work again. Let's see. So we check here is where we check. Wait, where do we check? Here is where we check if it's already learned. So we're actually going to do, instead of checking the persistent data, we check to see if the score for the bitmap, actually, no, wait. You have to see if, what is that, value table? If value table item, this should see if it exists or not. Found equals true. That should be good. Do I need to check if it's greater than 0? I don't really know. So we're just going to guess. So if I check, wait, no, that's not right. That's not right. Hold on. This just tells us if it's in there or not. So if it is inside of value 1, that means we need to check bitmap 1. Check if bitmap 1 has the value. So we grab bitmap 1 and then we see We can't just check if it's bigger than or smallest than. You think the hardest is going to be all for one? I don't think so. It's just going to be hardest to maybe look good, but it's pretty much just quirk transfer, but forced. So then we see if the bitmap, we need to do the use bitwise and to check if the value is in the bitmap, exactly. So we and these two values together. And if this value comes off as true, then it should be found. Although, is that enough or do we have to do bit shifting? I think that's enough. I think that's enough. Slash reload. So now we should not be able to, you do not have enough of the item. I'm doing well, Anton. Thanks for asking. At the same time, you would have to find a way to give mobs a random quirk. Oh. Or I just have it disabled by default and someone has to turn it on. We need to bit shift, right? Do we need to bit shift it? This and that? No, we don't. We should just be able to use and. You already own this recipe. So it's failing this. I don't know what it's failing. Let's see. We're going to do an else here and an else here just to see which one is failing. Console.log this. This. Custom GUI for creation quirk? Yes. We're currently testing the data transfer ability. Not data, but the data transfer between the two GUIs, because there's the buy screen, which is this one, or the research screen, and then you have a buy screen here, which allows you to purchase or summon the things that you've done. Okay, so we have item Minecraft coal is not in the bitmap 1. So this is the error we're getting. So, and I'm guessing it's because we're using this, right? Let's compare this here. Slash reload. Purchase. So what I'm looking at here is this. Ignore that ad down there. Item Minecraft coal is not in bitmap 1 and the value is 1 and the bitmap is 2. So that is correct, actually. So why doesn't it run? I can't believe I'm saying this, but you're getting the shame of the second monitor? What does that mean? I don't know what that means. Will you be born with a quirk or get it? You'll be born with it. Oh yeah, I was checking this. Bitmap is, so it's grabbing the value, right? That's 2, and it's grabbing this. So I'm guessing this is just not doing this. So we're gonna have to Google it. JavaScript bitwise and. Oh wait, we have to do this. This equals that. I remember. Slash reload and purchase. You do not have enough of that item. We're not getting that error anymore, I think. Let me pull this here. Coal is not in the bitmap 1 and the value is 1 and the bitmap is 2. Wait, so it's still falling here. We're still failing. Oh, do I need parentheses? Maybe. Found is true. If found is true, you already know this recipe. So yeah, we're trying to see that it is, in fact, purchased. Slash reload. Let's try this one more time. You do not have enough of that item, so it's not detecting correctly. You got put on my second monitor because I'm grinding Minecraft. Oh, I see. So really good question. So other really good question is, do you have the chance of receiving half and half, like half hot, half cold? Well, half hot, half cold is like its own quirk. So it's not, yes, it's the combination of two, but it's still considered one quirk. Not to self-advertise, but you should join me and my friends' MHA Minecraft server, since eventually we're going to use your mod. Maybe I'll play it once my mod's in it. I gotta stay focused. Bitmap being 2 means coal hasn't been purchased, right? So it wouldn't be 1. Oh my gosh, you're right. Because I accidentally added it. Because I accidentally added coal, or copper. You are so right, Sergeant Showcase. Yes, Shockwave, not Showcase, my bad. That is totally what's happening. HA.creation, bitmap 1. Whoopsie daisies. Whoopsie daisies. Totally didn't do that on purpose. If we set this to 3, it should also still work. Yeah, so I was doing it. This is the right way to do it, right here. The problem was that, as Sergeant Showcase said, I actually had, or Shockwave, not Showcase, my bad. Because my bitmap was set to 2, because I accidentally added it twice. If we go into the paint, remember 2 corresponds to copper is purchased and coal is not, which is why that was failing. So if we click on copper though, and we actually, well, copper should be the same thing. It should say you already know this recipe, which it is. But we can try to grab, let's do iron. If we use an iron ingot, this should increase it by 4. So it should become 7. So if we do this, whoop, it becomes 7, and now we already know this recipe. Good job. You were paying attention and I wasn't. Okay, so there we go. We've got that. And now what we can do, because we have this, Pacquiao, I can help you, or I'll go over it in a second. I'm on a roll here. Just got to finish this last thing. So now what we can do is on this screen, what I'm going to have to do is list all of the stupid materials, which is dumb. But if we go to loading requirements and edit requirement, we can do is text edit requirement. The text that we're going to check is we're going to use MyQuark Libraries bitmap check. And what this will do is giving the scoreboard name, which is going to be mineha.creation.bitmap1. Is it capitalized bitmap? I don't remember. My memory is that of a frog. Capital M. We check if bitmap 0 is active. And if it is active, that's going to return true. So we're going to compare it to this, and we're going to say just true. And I think that's all we have to do. We might have to have quotes. I don't know. We're going to find out. So if I save this, theoretically, if I close this, it will show up. If not, I'm going to cry. Oh, escape. Oh, X. Yay! So then if I remove dot, no, we want to do remove. If I remove 1, aka turn off the coal, we should no longer see coal. Yes. And if we add coal, aka buy coal one more time, boop, you don't have enough coal. I'm gonna grab coal, buy it, then it should show up. Yes, it's working. And we can do the same thing with, you can do the same thing with copper here. If we go to load effect, loading requirements, actually, I'll probably just do this. Are these 2 different things? They are. Delete. copy, paste, move it over. This copy and pasting is way easier. And then we just change the item key, change it to copper ingot. Oh, and apparently you have to push save instead of cancel. My bad. Copper ingot. Done. Give it a little more space. And this loading requirement is the same, except we just have to do bitmap bit 1. We gotta check the first bit instead of the 0th bit. And now save, close. Both of those show up. If I unlearn copper, which means removing 2, copper should no longer show up. Yes. It is working. Let me push this to GitHub so I don't screw myself over on accidentally deleting it. Oh, I forgot to push stuff to this one. Fixed. Added custom placeholder. Push my changes to that repo, then open up this one. And this. Wait, did I change that? I haven't pushed at all. That's kind of dangerous. Custom commands, creation, startup, track scores. Those are all the things. Added in the working placeholder. Commit and push. Perfect. All right, sorry. Let me scroll through this dang chat. A little late. New draft. Oh, talking about basketball. Don't know about it. Oh, so Pacquiao wanted a brief rundown. Okay, so for those that are here or haven't been here the whole time, working on creation. The idea is you have this research table here. You right-click it, and you gain all of these things, and you can spend points to research that. Once you have researched this item, like for example the coal, you are then able to open up your creation menu with the 1 key or your first ability key, and this is where you're going to be able to summon the items. So you're just going to be able to select it and then generate. There'll be a button here that says generate or whatever. So you can do that. The upgrade tree looks something like this. So lots of things that you can upgrade, but one in particular is the enchantments. And so the enchantment knowledge unlocks enchants here. So you can have all sorts of enchantments. And the idea is that these will be able to be applied to your, to like weapons and tools that you generate. So giving things enchanting, or like sharpness 5 when you generate them or stuff like that. Do you plan on implementing a feature so that every quirk is unique? Each fire quirk in MHA is unique. Flame, cremation. I mean, those quirks themselves will be unique. I don't know what you mean by unique necessarily. Is the library mod done? It's at a point where it's a mod, but it's not like something I can ship out yet. No. Peak progress, yes. Will you add the one for... Yeah, one for all is already in, basically. Awesome sauce, W quirk. So will we be able to make cursed enchant items? No. I do not have cursed enchants because there's only 36 slots here on this page, which means 3 enchants had to go, and the 2 curses are not. Okay, that was a lot of work to get just those 2. But this is all... That's that. Let's go to this guy. One thing we need to do is see what happens if we try to learn an item that's not there. So if we did, like, for example, let me grab stone axe. Let me grab 5 of these. Oops, 5. If I try to learn stone axe, it says successfully learned, but if I look inside of the console, it says stone X is not in the value table. So to fix that, we come in here, and here where we check to see if the item is in this table, we're actually gonna have to change that. We're gonna have to change this. So instead of value table, we're gonna do bitmap. Bitmap one. Bitmap one table. And then we'll have another one called let bitmap two table equals, we'll just do Minecraft stone axe here. Ooh. Axe just for an example. 5. Then we have to come back down here. And instead of checking if it's in this, we need to find, we'll see, let value table equals we'll just say empty table. Then we'll say if it's in bitmap one table, we add it to, or we put everything in it into this. Actually, we don't have to push. Can we just set it equal? Value table equals bitmap one table. Can I do that instead? Oh wait, why don't I? See you later, boy, without a uke. Talk to you later. Thanks for your donations. But since you got the first 2 working, the rest will be easy. Easy, yes. Time consuming, also yes. Do you plan on making quirks like smokescreen and power stop have random colors? Probably not, unless the new particle library I use allows easy color changing like that. I don't know why, but when I saw the smokescreen for the first time in anime, it made a lot more sense in my mind. I don't know what that meant. What do you mean by that? I saw the smokescreen for the first time in anime, it made a lot more sense in my mind. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. You have to clarify. So we check to see if it's in, oh, beam pink, gotcha. Bitmap 1 table, bitmap 2 table. So we're saying if it's in here, we set it here. Else, if it's in this table, set it to here. And then else, we'll say we'll return nothing, or we'll just fail basically in any value table. Eventually, since I'm doing it like that, I should be able to add in a config file that imports them into this, which would be cool. Maybe. Ooh, or should I change it now so that it has an infinite amount of tables? No, I can't do that. Okay, if value table item, so this should still work, I think. Because we know it's in there, so we can just, we'll keep that, actually. Flash reload, coal, learn. You already know this? You don't have enough copper. Grab copper and learn copper. You successfully learned it, and it's here. So now let's test the stone axe, because it should be in stone axe. This one should be in that second bitmap table. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it should still work. You already know this recipe. I do not, in fact, know this recipe. Oh, because I set it to 5. It's not supposed to be 5. It's supposed to be 1. It's also supposed to be in bitmap 2 instead of bitmap 1. Yikes. So we got to change this a little bit. This isn't quite right. It would be funny if there was a skill that made it so things you made automatically got placed in your inventory. Yeah. I think I'll add that. I'll also add one that you can put the armor on around yourself. Effect library is pretty cool. It's got a lot to it. Okay, so we're no longer using persistent data, but I'm going to comment it out because I need to use it other places. And instead of having a value table here, we're just going to double up the code. Double it up. So if it's inside of bitmap 1, otherwise it's in bitmap 2. We're just going to do this, this, and da, 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 da. Oh, well, maybe I don't do that. Will there be a football quirk that appeared in Vigilantes? I don't know. Probably. I haven't seen Vigilantes or Reddit yet. Okay, well, what value table equals this? Then we'll do let bitmap found bitmap equals 0. Then we'll do this. Boop, and this goes to 1. This goes to bitmap 1 table, bitmap 2 table. This goes to 2. Now we can see if the... So it's not in any table, then we grab it from here, and we basically just see if they've unlocked it. But instead of using bitmap 1, we have to use... no, we gotta do... we gotta check what table it is. So if found bitmap equals 1, I'll do let bitmap score equals 0. If, oh, well, look at that. It just knows what I want, I think. Bitmap score utils get to bitmap 1, bitmap 2. So basically we're saying if we have it inside of the item, or we grab the item, wait. We don't need to do this again. You don't need to do that, I don't think. Well, no, let's check it anyway. Anyway, sorry, still ignoring chat messages. Am I tired? Maybe. Are you focusing on only the main canon things now? Yes. Vigilantes is good. Yeah, they're still on the table. It's just I'm focusing on the other ones that are bigger, I guess. Christian users should at least need to have empty chest plate to make certain larger items. So that's actually a good idea. Having certain requirements for items, like empty a room. That's actually pretty an interesting idea. Let me add that to my ideas. My suggestions I like section in my notes pad. Oops. Which you guys aren't allowed to see because I don't want anyone to get sad if they don't see this suggestion that they made, because it's possible I just didn't see it. Creation quirk requires empty chest plate or head or whatever to make stuff. Good idea. Ooh, I should probably close it on that tab so you can't see it. We can go back to creation. Okay, what was I doing? So we grab, we figure out if it's in this table, and if it is, we set the value table to this bitmap 1. Otherwise, we set it to bitmap 2, and we set the found bitmap value to 1 or 2 so that we know which one is which. Then we come down here because we're trying to see if we've already have the item. So we check to see that it is in fact inside of the table that we copied, which it should be. Which this might be redundant, but then we check to see if our found bitmap is 1. That means we need to grab the bitmap 1 scoreboard. Otherwise, we use bitmap 2 scoreboard. And I don't know what this is here. If bitmap score and, oh, yeah, this is the same thing that we have here, or have down here. The same if statement, it just auto-completed for me, I guess. But we're doing the same operation where we check to see if it exists, or if the bit value is the correct one. And then if it is true, we say we already know this recipe. If it's not, we go through their inventory. Then we check to see if they have enough stuff. If they do have enough stuff, we go through... Oh, my stupid chat just ran out of memory. Oops. Oh, we pull everything out of their inventory. Then we get the... I don't know why we're checking if this is greater than 0. But... Oh, it's checking to see if it's inside the table. Well, we already know what it is. That it is. So we can just instead do the same if statement as we did up here. And because we don't have to check if it's in the value table because we've already done that up here. Boop, 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 boop. We're already inside this value table item, so it should be good. You should totally add a sound for when you think something up on the table. Yeah, there'll be a sound. Don't worry. Maybe some minor dust particles when you figure out something too. Yeah. I'll add that in. Okay, yeah, so here, boop. We check if which one is which, and then we need to use this update here. Come on. There. Oops. And then this one here. These two commands are going to update the correct scoreboard. And so this one is 1, this one is 2. Why is it doing that? Wait, I just thought of another way we can make this easier. Or more simple. I don't know why I didn't do this before, but apparently I am tired. Tired of all this not working and then finally working all at the same time. So instead of checking the found bitmap 1 and 2, I can instead just do this. Wait. Yes, I can do this. I just do a single statement for the bitmap score. But instead, we just do this guy right here. We do a $sign with 2, what's it called? Curly brackets? Got. Sometimes cursor just annoys me. Like, why is it covering up my face? Inside here, we'd put in found bitmap. And we have to change these curly braces to the back tick, like this. And found bitmap isn't real because it's... What is it? It is found bitmap. Hello? Why are you mad? Maybe I just spelled it wrong. Boop. Found bitmap. There we go. So now this is just injecting this variable into this string to make it bitmap 1 or bitmap 2. So now instead of having those 2 lines, we just have 1. And we still have to check, though, that it's good. And then same thing for down here. Instead of doing this twice, we grab it once. And we do paste it. We put in the exact same thing. Get out of my way. Right here. We do the $sign, curly braces, found bitmap. Again, why does cursor do this? I couldn't tell you. We hit the back tick right there. Get out of my way. Back tick right there. Found bitmap goes into, this just updates it actually, right? Set score, yeah, new score. So we do need to define the new score. which is going to be this guy here. Boop. New score equals bitmap 1, which is the current score here. Do we already have that? Can we just use it? We do already have it. Oh, but it's inside of here. So we'll just grab it again. So I don't think I can use it outside of the scope. Wait, can I use it outside of the scope? What's that one for all power? It's originally I had one for all have everything in it. This is like the first quirk I ever made. And so now it's just sitting there. It doesn't run, but it just has the old, like if I open it up. Hold on, I'll open it up after I finish this last line before I forget. New score equals bitmap 1 dot gets. So yeah, it's just getting the score. So I think I can use this bitmap score. Can I use that? It might not have been defined. It's defined in here, which is the scope of 0. So we'll just put it outside. Boom. Item is not in the value table. If the item is not in the value table, we should return and fail. And we'll do player. Well, do we tell the player? Yeah. Player.tell. Let's see. Something is wrong with that item. Please check the config. So new score is the bitmap score plus the value table. Then we write it. This is the correct score, isn't it? Yes. Okay, that should be good. Slash reload. If I clear out scoreboard players, reset bandit. Oh no. That reset every single score. That's not good. This world might be broken. 64, we don't have that, so grab coal. Let's check the creation menu. We don't have coal. So if we learn coal, successfully learned it, it's there. We grab copper. We'll grab multiple copper to try. You already know this recipe. Grabbed copper ingot. If we check 1, it's in there. And then check for the stone axes. This, learn. Successfully learned stone axe, remove items. And if we check bitmap 2, so scoreboard objectives, set display sidebar bitmap 2, that's 1 because 1 corresponds to, shoop. 1 corresponds, and bitmap 2 corresponds to the stone axe. So it's working. So we're gonna save. We're gonna come back down here, verify that all of this is correct. But if you needed to learn how to make a cobble and sticks before you can learn how to make a stone axe, nah. I'm not doing that. Extra way too much work. What would happen if an all for one user was able to get one for all? Would they just explode? It depends on what's the quirk level, because I think I'll try to add if the quirk level is too big, you'll explode or something, but Pacquiao wanted to see one for all. This is the original one for all I had. So it had full cowling in it, and it had an increase and decrease for full cowling, except this one had percentages, so specifically set to percentage 10. I guess I only had 10%. But it does the same sort of thing, except it doesn't do it as well. So this just increases your like fall percentage and whatnot. had Detroit Smash inside of it, which the other one, Power Stock's probably going to have the state smashes. But it was the Detroit Smash. Let's see. Smoke, my first implementation of the smoke before. So this is like a prototype. Power transfer. That was the first implementation of that. And then power draining for the draining of the power after you give it away. So it's basically a worse power stock. Yeah, I mean, it was the main 3 quirks, basically, that I prototyped. This was like a year ago, though, that I did that. A year ago for the first thing, or for the first one for all, then I stopped and then actually started making it. Okay, that's good. We're going to commit this to GitHub. Because if I lose all this work, I'm going to crash out. Added, what did we add? A score updates for learning. Now I have to go through and add in all of these stupid GUI elements. And there's a lot of them. So that's going to be great. Depending on the amount of players, one for all has been passed down to through harder it get. The harder it gets for all for one user to steal it back. Like 7 or 8, it should become impossible to have it stolen. There'll be some sort of limiter to prevent people from stealing. It might be based on quirk factor, might be based on number of quirks. I don't know yet. Have you ever played Prototype? I've played... No, never. I thought I did. What happened? I went to sleep. Well, we got the thing to show up. These buttons now show up after you buy them. You gotta play Osu if you want to steal one for all. That's hilarious. That's actually funny. Okay. The next thing that we can do is... Ow. Oh, go back down. What is the next thing that we can do? Okay, so we can either do the... finish this screen so that we can actually generate the items. Or I finish going through this. Actually, wait, this is all done. Oh no, why doesn't this button work? Is it because it's not unlocked? Why doesn't this button work? Is it doing something in the background? Oh, item is not in value table. Duh. Okay, I'm gonna have to add everything to the value table. So do you want to see me add all this stuff to the value table, which is just typing, or do you want to see me add in and try to finish some sort of design for this? Osu is actually a great idea. It would be annoying to code, though. I don't know, maybe minigame. Maybe on the minigame. Maybe to steal a player's quirk, you must have one extra quirk factor than their quirk factor. That's possible. I'll either do it based on quirk factor or stamina, or have an equation that does both, that has multiple factors in it, like max stamina, current stamina, quirk factor, that sort of thing. Looks like people want me to do the design. Yippee. I just love designing things. No, it's fine. It's fine. I'll do it. Hold on, I was just checking to make sure the stream was actually still running. Fine. It looks like it sort of is, so... All right, here we go. In order to edit fancy menus, I literally have to be a designer, and I hate it. I absolutely hate it. Actually, before I do this, let me make a backup of these, just in case something wrong happens. Remember, the backups are stored in customization, and this, I'm just going to back up the entire folder. I'll just add this to fancy menu.7zip. And there we go. Everything's nice and safe. We'll do before I broke it. I shouldn't break things, but you know, you never know. So you come up to customization and you have to go to layouts, and here's the one layout that I have for the creation screen layout. Edit layout. And actually, this is not right. Well, okay. I'm trying to think what the best thing to do is. Because if I can't just list them all out here, so like if I copy and paste these, boop, 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 like this, I can't just list all of these items and just get crazy with it, you know? The problem is I may need more pages. So do you think it would be better if there was pages that you could, because there's going to be tabs here. So items, blocks, and actually let me do this. What if you added an upgrade in the skill tree that increases higher chance to make more materials for less fat? I don't know, maybe. That could be a good idea. I just need to focus on getting this to work though first. I appreciate put those suggestions for creation. Someone make a suggestion in the Discord so that you all can put them there, because you're having good suggestions. I'm just not paying enough attention to remember them. So I'm trying to get this dumb thing in a usable state. Okay. That's a select. Oop. So we have this very great design here with our two tabs. There's going to be 3 tabs, I think. This one is going to be, I don't have a marker. We'll do M for materials. This one will be B for blocks, and this one will be T for tools. And, or maybe, so, okay, so we can do this, and then this would be like the materials list here. And then what I kind of wanted to do was, oops, I kind of wanted to do was have a quick slot sort of deal. So a way that you can pretty much say, I want these items to be quick. Like so do you drag and drop, you drag and drop a little item, stop it. Oh my gosh, it deleted it. No, Control Y. Come back. Control Shift Y? Control Shift Z? Whatever. Boop, 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 boop. Whatever, different color. So these are quick slots. So you can do quick slot 1, 2, and 3. And those will just put them automatically inside of your your hotbar. So I think something like that could be cool. Is this going to be all creation, or will it have attacks and moves? Creation is going to be pretty much just creating things for now. Eventually it'll have more offensive weapons and stuff. So, like creating smoke bombs, grenades, that sort of thing. Yes, we can make I can make a cannon. I mean, I'm not going to have an ability that shoots. You know, like she's not going to have an ability that shoots a cannon. She can create one. She can create one and then place it down and use it. But that would be like a separate entity. Well, okay, so these are too big though for favorites. We could actually probably put blocks and what if instead I did this? Instead of the 2 tabs for materials and blocks, we combine them into one. Oops. Combine them into one tab. And then on one side we have materials. The other side we have blocks. Materials, blocks. Then we have, oops. Then we have the little player model here, just for fun. Or a player model down here. Oops. We have a player. Oh, I hate this paint program. Here. A player model down here. And this is going to be, boop, 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 boop. You know, a person. Do, 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 do. Yeah, that's a Minecraft person. And, maybe up here we could have a lipid count. A lipid count. So that we'll just say like 100. 100 LPDs. And this would only show up. I can make an item, an accessory, like a smartwatch sort of deal. And when you have it inside of your accessories in Curios, it can show you here. I think that'd be cool. And then we could have the quick slots here. Oops, Control Z. Quick slot here, here, and here. And we just say slot 1, slot 2, slot 3. Accidentally made a Kamen Rider look incredibly stupid and funny. I've never heard of lipid before this. Pick up a book? No, the lipids are the fat cells. An explosion would probably benefit from the newer effects. Yeah, explosions definitely would. Okay, so slot 1, slot 2, slot 3, and then we have a create button. Here. Boop, boop, boop. Create. So how do we think about that? Or what do we think about that? And this will be like boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop. Whatever. I just love designing things. That's my favorite activity. He lied. What do you guys think of that? And then a tools tab is the tools tab, but we'll do that later. Should be a professor for digital design. Yeah. I'm just that good, huh? Looks good enough. Well, that's one person that said it looks good enough. I'm actually going to do this. I'm going to put it in the Discord. Because for those who are not watching or can't watch or don't watch and who have opinions, some of you guys have a lot of opinions about my beautiful art. We're going to post it there real quick and see if anyone has some immediate feedback. Teasers. Here is the initial design for the creation menu. What are your thoughts? Question mark. Paste. You are the opinion army. Okay, so we're gonna put this in here. All right, and we have this. We're gonna see. Oh, look at that! Already discussion. Usually, someone reacts with the fire emoji within 15 seconds. Oh, there it is. There's one of them. It was close. We almost lost out on it. Don't actually make it that colorful. Wow. Thanks, Pacquiao, for that advice. It's a layout. Make it rainbow? Okay, you're not helpful. Logging off since it's late, and have a good one. See you later, Stella. Thanks for watching. Okay, so we have one person that says they like it. Pacquiao does not, apparently. He's lying. He's two-faced. He's one way in the stream chat. That guy was talking about something else. Someone asked. Oh, I should be here. Boop, there. Materials, blocks, and tools, but materials and blocks are combined. Red materials, blue blocks. I will separate the tools in tiers. I already did that. See? Save. Oop, close. See? Look. They're already in tiers. Don't worry. Just like me, in tiers. After you guys say my stuff looks bad. And then Cryptic has to come and fix it. Alright, I think we're going to try to do that. So, customizations, layout, creation, layout, edit, layout. Oops. Well, we have this big old box. And let's just move all of these away for now. Move these to this. Oh. Okay. It's trolling me. Oh my gosh. Just select. I got a control click to select them all individually. And now we hold this key. Move them over. Hey, Jew. How are you? Alright, so we'll do this, and then we'll paste. And we'll move this over. Oops. Over. Those are too big. So we're going to shrink this one down. Move this one over here. Because there's a lot more blocks than normal. Save that. I'll see what it looks like. So items here. Boop, 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 boop. Materials here. Do, 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 do. I think that's fine. Let's change this icon to a grass block. This icon here will go into a sword. Diamond. Sword. We can actually change this based on the other thing. Or based on the current level upgraded. So we can do that, maybe if I don't forget. Alright. And then we had this one. No one else cared. Boop, 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 boop. This has your lipid count. That's got to go there. So that's your lipid counter here. Then we have slot 1, slot 2, and slot 3. And then the create button. We'll just copy this. Actually, no, we'll use an actual button. Because I forgot, you can have buttons. We just make it the same size as this thing here. Like that. Does that need to be one more? I don't know. Okay, and that comes down here, sort of. Then we give this a name. Label. Create. Done. I don't really like the look of that button, but whatever. We'll keep it for now. And then that player thing, just to give it a little extra spice. In player entity, we just stick this guy right here. Can I make this? I cannot make it any. It's Minecraft, what do you expect? I guess. Little Stevie there needs to have his own little rectangle. Is this too big? That is too big. Oh, no, it's too short. Oh, the pixels don't line up with the button. That's annoying. That's real annoying. There we go. So you have your little pixel guy, which I don't think he's centered. Now, coming to think of it, go to the top here. Is that centered? La 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 la. I am Steve. I am smart. Is that so? This is so much smaller. Why is it so big on this one? We're going to get rid of that name tag. I assume we have the ability to turn it off. Auto sizing, disable, delay, parallax effect, player name, set, nothing. You can feel the brain cells deteriorating. Me too. Auto skin enabled. Show player name enabled or disabled. Player name is, we can actually use this placeholder for player name. Yay! Look at me, look at me. We can do that. Boop, 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 boop. So we've got little me now. Bringing him to our level, I guess. This is lipid count, which we'll add that in a second. And then we need slot 1, slot 2, and slot 3. Stay in the box. No. Stay in the box. No. 16 by 16. And then we just drag it down like this. Get out of my way. Down. Oh, oops. Maybe go up one like this. And then, is that the same? White 118. So that's 19. Yeah, that's the same. And then this says slot 1, slot 2, and slot 3. Gonna make a compilation of me losing brain cells? Joke's on you, ain't nobody watching that. Let me push save, because this crashed last time I tried to edit the text content. What is this called? Slot 1. Yum. Yum. Slot 1. Yeah, then we copy paste. Slot 2. Is that right? Well, 82 plus 19 is 101. Boop. And so this should be at 120. Slot 1, slot 1, slot 1. Perfect. Who needs more than one slot? Not me. Set slot 2. Slot 3. Slot 3. Fast math. I am so good at math. At least 30-hour compilation. Impossible. Did anyone else say anything about it? Is there a limit to how many lipids you can build up theoretically? Maybe. I haven't thought that far ahead. Oh. So how do we make this look good? Right? Because it's kind of ugly. And I don't know how to make this look good. At what point do you just get fat? Well, I don't know. I'm not thinking too far ahead. I should be, but I'm not right now. Dragon Forge, hello. I mean, we could say, I mean, I mean, we could do this. Scale, add, GUI width, 1.5 me. Guys, I think there's something wrong with me. Look at the way it bends my head because of the FOV. We could do that. Guys, I don't know what's wrong with the... Oh no! I've eaten too much. The FOV is really screwing with it. Go to normal. Whoop, 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 whoop. Whoop, 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 whoop. Can I fit through here? I can't fit through here because I'm too small. I wonder how it looks on another person's screen. More? Just me. Oh. I'm too wide. I can't make it past this. There's too many blocks in the way. If I do any more, it's gonna blow something up. I'll do 15 and then I won't do any more. Boop. I'm about as wide as the I'm about as wide as the world. Oh, I'm too big to even fly up because my head was clipping into that tree. I'm not inviting you to my world, Pacquiao. Mount Lady leaked? Exactly. Reset. Width. Boop, back to normal. I am going into a different dimension. What was I doing? Oh, I was looking at this to see what they do. They just make this black, which is why. And it looks like some sort of border. So basically when I get a texturer or someone who makes me textures, they are gonna fix this. They are gonna fix this ugly thing. You going to add any quirks from the movies? Yes, I am. Don't ask me when, because I don't know. It's kind of sporadic. Okay. So we have slot 1, slot 2, slot 3. We need to make... Obviously, these can show up over here. Unfortunately, I can't scroll this, which is dumb. How many items can I fit here? Is it going to be 3 in this? 3 per column? Yeah, it is going to be 3. Now to the real challenge of seeing if this is going to be too not perfect. Oops. This is... I gotta rename these dumb things. Background rectangle. Player entity's fine. Do this, say, player background. This is a create button. It is actually not okay. I agree with that person. Slot 1 but background. I like to name these because why do I like to slot 2 background? I don't know. I just like to name them. Sue me. Set slot 3 background. But you can see why this has taken so long, because I've had to do like this sort of texture editing. And that's been annoying. Slot 1 text. Or this GUI editing is really annoying. And it's very time consuming. And I can't do things like actual features. Slot 1 text, slot 2 text, slot 3 text. Which is sad, and which is why there's no devlog. Slot 3. This is the lipid background, right? Actually, I shouldn't even be naming these, because if someone comes through and makes a texture, they're going to replace all of these. So we don't name them. We just ignore it and hopefully it gets fixed. But with Red Bull, it'd be built in 12 hours. If only. I don't take energy drinks or drink them. Eat them. Can you share an idea? I mean, you can, but it'd be better if you put it in the Discord. In the Mine Hero suggestions. Because the odds of me remembering are kind of small. This is annoying. Look at this. It doesn't fit. Is this because this is one too big? This width is 54. And apparently 14 plus 14 plus 14. What if we make this 16? So you can click on it. Is that too big? See, now that's too crowded. I think. Wait, is that too crowded? What do we think? Is that too crowded? Are these even 151, 169? Nice. That's 18 apart, which means this one had to have to be 70, 86. That's the same. In a few years, they're going to be saying Mine Hero Academia wasn't built in a day. My question is, why are there 2 block objects surrounding the innocent copper? Oh, I read that wrong. I don't know. I didn't make them. What I really need to do that would make my life so much easier is to create a custom element before I go ahead and start placing all these. And the reason I say that is because currently, if I want to click on these aren't buttons. These are just pictures. They're icons. In order to make them clickable, I need to come in here. I need to click New Element, go to Button, and then I have this. So then I need to come in here. I have to set opacity to 0. Oops. Opacity to 0. Text, got to turn that off. Label, set, nothing. And now I have this invisible button, and then I take this over here and I rescale it so it's the exact same size as the icon, which is 16 by 16. And then somehow try to get it to fit, which sometimes doesn't work. Which actually that is just, oh, that's just how the texture for coal is, I think. Wait, there. Yeah, I think that's right. So, pick element, icon. Okay, they're the same now. So then I have to have this. And now, in order to say, example, if I wanted to move this button or move this thing, I have to move the button, and then I have to move this thing. And not to mention, if I want to have a checkbox next to it, like a little mini thing. So I need to find a way either to combine those in this, which I don't think I can do, because I'm pretty sure they have to be... You can't have a button... You can't give a button a icon. You can do button textures, but that's just a background, you know? That's not... Minecraft resource. I mean, maybe I can just do... Can I? No, because it needs a JPEG. What happens if I do Minecraft coal.jpg? Yeah, see, it won't let me... I can't do that. And I'm not going through all of them, so... I think I'm going to have to make my own custom button. Which I don't want to do. Why don't you use the creative menu? Just modify it. So you're saying when you push this one key, it opens up the creative menu? Oops. Like this? And you just do this? Why can't you do that? Is that what you're saying? The reason, because then you don't have to learn anything. That's giving someone creative mode, and that's lame. If you have to come over here and actually learn how to make all of these items, that's way more fun, and it slows them down. Also, well, why does that say test? I would like to make a custom button so I can have a little check mark here to say whether or not it's been bought, because that would be really nice. So we might have to do that. Do a side quest. Copy and paste the button like 20 times. Yeah, I did that for this one. And it's so annoying to edit them. I have put a suggestion in the suggestion bin. Good job. I used to make alien Evos add-ons. I made icons. Want some? Like, you made the alien icon or alien Evo add-on? Or what do you mean? Or you just made a alien? Yeah, I just read your message. Boop, boop, boop. I can click on your channel activity. Oh, wait. No, that's my channel activity. Do, do, do. Do, 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 boop. The icons for data packs. I don't know. If you send... Oh, fan-made stuff. I mean, maybe. It depends on what the icons are. And it wants to make a new periodic table element. No. It's building up for overhaul. Yes, this has nothing to do with overhaul, actually. Have any cost is like hunger bars. So I mean, it technically is hunger bars. You have to eat in order to gain up the lipids that you need. I think what I'll do is attempt to make the custom button. It's going to be so annoying. And I'll do it a little bit. Or do you guys, how about this? How long have I been going for? Does anyone know? Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, I know he didn't say, or you didn't say that. I was just asking you if you were the official one or if you were fan-made or whatever. What am I looking for? 2 hours? It's taken me 18 years to find the tab that has my stream status. What does this say? 2 hours? Wow. 2 hours and 23 minutes. That's crazy. Look at the viewer activity graph. Haven't dropped below 18 viewers. Wow. You guys are dedicated to watching me click buttons. You guys really enjoy it. Anyway, so do you want me to keep going? Because I'm not going to do any more of this dragging and dropping stuff because I need to I need to make custom buttons, and I don't know how to make custom buttons. It's going to be a lot of me Googling things and attempting to add it to my library. So do you want to sit and watch me do that coding stuff, or should I just end the stream for now and save it for a devlog or whatever? What do you think? I would put a poll, but I don't know how. Yes, more. Stream. Now that I think about it, I can follow up with an old question I asked a long time ago. What was the old question? Actually, I can see what your old question was. Because I can see all your past messages. Oh, about the Carnatrix, maybe? Flip a coin? You need rest? It's only 5 p.m. Stream for another 8 hours. No, I'm not going to stream for 8 hours, but... well, how about this? Let's look to see how hard that it's going to be. My guess is it's going to be very, very, very annoying. But we never know. It could be easy. What's actually more annoying is the fact that I can't test it inside my IntelliJ editor because it crashes whenever I use it, which is dumb. Hold on, I'm trying to find the developer documentation for Fancy Menu, aka the 5 pieces of information that it has and nothing else. That's the change log. That's all the CurseForge things. Loom. Is this right? Yeah, here we go. Okay. Boop. Boop. So, this is if I zoom in. We need a custom element. To add custom elements to Fancy Menu, register an element builder subclass to the element registry on mod init. Element builders also need an abstract element subclass to work. This is the actual instance that handles rendering. To be able to customize custom element type in the layout editor, you will also need to make a subclass of abstract editor element. Oh no. 3 different things. You could also start a completely new quirk and leave this for later. No. Not doing that. What's your dream blunt rotation? Last time you said you didn't think about it. Oh, I also still haven't thought about it. I've got a goldfish memory. I got a goldfish memory. I don't remember any of these questions. Oh, welcome back, Detective Inky. And good night, Ani. Thanks for coming in. Maybe you should add the new particles to your other quirks if it's ready. The problem is I don't know how to do that either. I don't remember, or I don't know how to do that. So it's learning how to do something. And it's either this or the particles. And I don't really want to learn the particles right now, because it's going to give me a headache trying to figure that out. So we're going to get a headache doing this. So it says the first thing to add is register an element builder subclass to the element registry. You may be asking, what does that mean? Well, I couldn't tell you. No, I think I can. Inside of my library, this is a real life mod instead of the fake one, the fake Palladium add-on. We can see that the in here, this is where I register placeholders. So this is that score. Oh, this is where I made the scoreboard bitmap placeholder. And if you remember, that is what shows up if I edit this layout, this button, placeholders, this guy here, my quirk lib shows up. Here's my scoreboard bitmap check. So this is the same thing that I added right here. So it's sort of easy, maybe. So we're going to create a new folder here, and we're going to call it elements. And inside of this, we need to make a new Java class. And we're making the button that has an icon. So we're just going to call it an icon button. and class. Enter. There we go. I'm not going to add that to my Git because we don't know if it's going to work. And it needs to extend the element. What did it need to extend? The element builder subclass, which is this one here, I think. And then we hover over and we say implement methods, and these are all the methods that we have to have. Build, default, deserialize, serialize, wrap into, get display name, and get description. Fun. Also, what? Oh, and the thing. Next thing we can do is look in this example, because here's an image element. And in fact, just looked away. Well, Sergeant, you said you wanted to see me add the custom element, and so I have to add it to my dumb library. What music do I listen to? I listen to a lot of stuff. Basically, not country music. I've been listening to a lot of. I like Billie Eilish. I like the what's her face? Oh, for instrumental music, I like Polyphia, I believe is the name of the band. They do a lot of cool instrumental stuff. Let me actually Google it just to make sure. Polyphia. Listen to a lot of pop music. Listen to Jacob Collier, like his music too. This band here is pretty good. I like their music. Yeah, but I listen to a lot of random stuff. As long as it's not country, I'll listen to it. Here's an example for a simple element, image element. We copy this. So yeah, we need 3 of them, which is dumb. But image element first. No, not image element. Element builder. Oh no. Deltarune typing. You should try gorillas. I think I have heard of them before. I say them, I don't know. Oh, if it's a band, I thought it was a single person. If it's a band, I have never heard of them. I can potentially take a look. So this is the builder, which I guess we need to call this builder instead. So Shift F6 to rename icon button builder. And we can't call it an icon button because there's, oh yeah, we can actually, never mind. So it extends element builder and it says image element and then image. So we need to pass in the element and the editor element. So we need to make 2. Oh, I guess we got to rename this again. So this is going to be icon button element builder. And then we make a new Java class, icon button element, and a new class for icon button editor element. And then this builder, we pass in the icon button element and the icon button element builder. And it's mad because this has to extend. It extends abstract element from fancy what's his face's mod. And we gotta hover over, implement. Oh my gosh, there's a lot. And hover over, create constructor. And then this guy extends abstract editor element. And hover over it again, create constructor. You're mad. Boop. Boop. You're still mad. We'll just ignore how mad it is right now. You should listen to RAV and or Kill Bill the Rapper. I can add it to my list. Oh, do we have a music suggestion? Or no, wait, we don't have suggestion. Inside of the music Discord channel, leave me suggestions for people to listen to. I'm really bad at making playlists. Really bad. Boop, fancy menu. Basically, we need to make this first, the element. I started with the builder, but we need to do the actual element. So what he does is goes through and does a bunch of junk. I think we're just going to go here. We're going to go to elements. We're going to go to button, and we are going to do a little bit of stealing. That's right. We're going to steal his custom button element implementation and edit it to have an icon instead. Look at all that typing. That's so much stuff. I'm trying to decide here because pretty much what we want to do is combine or make the button clickable or the icon clickable. So implements executable element. So this is probably what allows it to click things. So if I come here into implements executable element, this should give me a click, basically. Get executable block. Oh, look, there's mouse clicked. I don't know what this one does, but there's a mouse click one that we can have too, which I assume he has in here. Render, tick visibility, render element widget, update widget. Where's the click? Update, 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 update. Get widget, set widget, get executable block. Just returns this dot action executor. Cool. Let's scroll up and see what that is. Action executor is... Am I blind or does it not exist? It doesn't exist here. Oh, no, it's right here. Not null, public generic executable block. New generic. Yeah, we're going to grab this. I don't know what it is, but we're taking it. Boop. Action executor. So return this dot action executor. If I had to guess, this executor block is the block of stuff in here. So if I click this and click edit action script, I think this is what it is. It's this empty block. That's what I'm going to go with at least. So we have that. I'm just going to grab, let's just put this on the bottom screen so I can just, I'm not going to copy paste it, but there's going to be a lot of similarities. So, you know, we're just going to borrow some of it. You know what? Come to think of it, I don't even have to, wait, it's in here. I have it downloaded. Oh, wait. I should make sure this is the 20.1 version. Ooh, me when I switch to the 20.1 branch and it disappears. Whoopsies. Should probably be on here in the first place. Source.main, this. Screen. Nope. Where are the buttons? API. Item. I don't know what that is. I don't know where the buttons went. Menu? Here we go. Button. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It's possible that this is gonna get even harder than I thought it was. Please don't do this to me. Okay, so what I'm thinking, if you're not understanding, which I don't know how you could possibly not understand what's going on, but let me just simple it down. I'm pretty sure the 1.20.1 version of Forge, of Fancy Menu, doesn't actually do stuff the same way as the example that I was looking at, which is the 1.20.6 version. So I don't know if actually like registering the elements is gonna do anything. If I'm being honest, I don't know. Because like here it's different. It's registered. Like this custom button here is registered using the executable element stuff. I don't know if that's gonna be the same. And the only way to know is if I get something completely made. A little bit of German in there. I think I'm going to have to stew on this. And stewing on it is going to take a little bit of time, and I won't remember to talk. So I think that's going to be it for today. We came into a roadblock. I'm not stopping, but I don't know if I'm going to figure this out in a timely manner. And it might be one of those things where I stay up till midnight trying to get this to work. But when it is working, I'll show you. If anyone's interested, the next stream I can go over that. I use German, the most understandable coding language. Exactly. Yeah, so we're going to end it for today. Thanks everyone for coming in and spending some time watching and helping and providing your suggestions. To recap for today, we got this thing to actually link up with this other screen, which is actually really, really good. It's something that wasn't possible before, I'm pretty sure. So that's really cool. We did that. And creation is closer than it was. We have a design for the creation menu. We have everything to start. I could technically just do this now, like line up everything and whatever. It's just going to take so much longer to do that when I would rather just have a button, a custom button that I can edit. So I'm going to spend time doing that. But yeah, thanks again, everyone. Sorry there was no devlog this week, but hopefully this counted as half a devlog. And I guess I'll just see everyone later. Make sure you leave all your suggestions in the Discord link down below, so you can join that if you want teasers and updates and projects and all that stuff. So I'll see you guys later. Yay, bye. Bye, let me hit that T key. See you later, bye. Where's the stop button? I found it. Bye.